Hey, good morning. How are you all today? Let me get this camera straight so that I don't look drunk or crooked. I want to talk about the cities are exploding. That's our topic for today. Uh, I was going to make this one later in the week, but I got something text this morning from my brother-in-law. It's a Todd Stearns article, and the heading is "Hundreds of Teens Riot at Six Flags Over Georgia." So I read it, and I'll read just a couple of parts here to you. And as always, I will put the link to the article over on the Patreon side when I put this on the Patreon side. By the way, welcome to all the new people. We just got a whole bunch of folks joining both on YouTube and on Patreon. If you're with us on Patreon, make sure that you check the daily chat every day. Got some great stuff coming from the other patrons, and that's where you get links and stuff like this. If you're not with us on Patreon, I'll put the link down below. You might want to join us. I think you'll be glad that you did when you do. So I'll read just a couple of paragraphs here. It says, as many as 600 teenagers, and then he gives a kind of a racial identification there that I'm going to leave out. Okay, I'm just going to leave that out. Rioted Saturday night at Six Flags Over Georgia. At least one teen was shot. Well, okay. I mean, that's a slow Sunday morning in Chicago, right? Cobb County officers said between 500 and 600 teens were running through the park and fighting. At one point, the crowd opened fire on officers as they ran onto Six Flags Parkway. Two things there. First off, in the article, there are several videos that I suggest you watch. You're going to see what's coming to the cities. And no, it's not already in the cities. It's just not coming. There are people who think that the cities have always been horrible. They haven't. They haven't. But they are becoming that way to the extent now that I say don't go into the cities. Don't go in there. Steve, I can't believe you're saying that. I thought you were a city guy. I thought you liked the cities. Well, I like the way the cities used to be. And the cities used to be safe. Do you believe that? Yes, they were. I was there when they were. Things have changed, and it's a cultural difference. And now you're taking your life into your hand when you go down into the city. My older son went down into the city last night to see a concert. Not only did he spend way too much for tickets and t-shirts, but he got his driver's side window busted out so they could get in and see what they could find in his glove box. So, going into the city is not something that I suggest at all anywhere you are. But another concerning thing here, watch this. Now, think about 500 to 600 teens involved in ongoing fights. I mean, when they get off the chain, they are off the chain. And you may or may not be able to protect yourself from it. So the first rule of self-defense applies here, which is don't be where the trouble is, right? The second thing is that they say that the crowd opened fire on officers. Opening fire on police takes it to a whole new level. That didn't used to happen. Yes, cops got killed. The occasional person killed a cop, okay? But not large groups, and all of a sudden automatic weapons come out. And I heard something in there that sounded like automatic weapons. You might remember the mass shooting at the Kansas City Chiefs, which happened just a few blocks from where my son parked his car last night. From their victory parade, Super Bowl victory parade, and at the very end of it, a couple of groups saw each other, gave each other the evil eye, and pulled out their weapons and started shooting. I heard an automatic weapon in there too, and it was probably, I doubt that it was a long gun. It was probably, a Glock with a Glock switch on it. Firing indiscriminately. That's why there were so many injuries and only one death. Lower level injuries because they were spinning in a circle, just shooting at the crowd. These things, this kind of animalistic behavior is here now. And it's going to get worse. Let me read just a couple more things. Okay, at some point, multiple people began shooting, hitting an unoccupied CCPD marked patrol car. When they start shooting like this at cops, not in a riot situation, okay, but just in a, hey, this is normal. Okay, we're just all out here and we decided to get into it, and here's the cops and we're going to shoot at them too. This takes it to a whole new level. Let's see if there's anything. No, nothing more. Go to the Patreon site if you're over there, and you can read the whole article on it. Do suggest that you watch the videos, because that shows you what's coming. So the thing is here is the cities are now a lost cause. Somebody, who was it? Was it that guy Bet David? Bet David. I forget his first name. He has that Valuetainment. I've seen him interview some mob guys. He kind of irritates me. I'll be real honest. I don't like the way he interrupts, and I don't like the way that he comes off like he knows everything about everything. I don't know why so many people will come on his show. He puts me off, but then maybe that's just me. And I mean, he'll come on and act like, he'll be talking to Michael Francis and act like he's telling Michael, things about the mob and whatever. But he had Eric Prince on the other day, and they were talking about some things, and I don't remember what the whole thing was. Eric Prince, if you're not familiar with him, former head and founder of Blackwater. Smart guy, knows what he's talking about. And they brought up, I think it was Bet David that brought up the possibility of civil war. Of course, we have that movie Civil War coming out here pretty soon, and a lot of people have had that running around in their heads. And Prince said exactly what I've said before. And actually, who was it? I've got his book. Matt Bracken, who wrote a great series of books. Enemies, Foreign and Domestic, and then there's three of them, and they all kind of have the same names. But he does a really good job. He had something called the Bracken Anthology. He put it out years ago, and he's talking about Civil War, the next Civil War, something like that. And he contended that it was racial. Okay, I warned some of my black friends about what might be coming. The danger, as he explained it, was being a minority in a majority area. Okay, so it could be if you are white in a majority black or whatever area, you're in danger. And by the same token, if you're black in a majority white environment, then you're in danger. Now, I don't believe the second comes down quite as hard as the first, and the first may not, because people don't understand. Even though they're trying and have tried and has always tried to make this a racial thing, it's not a racial thing so much as it's a cultural thing. Okay, and it's easier for them to make people hate each other by using race and religion and things like that. But what it really comes down to, and so if you read that, if you can, I think you can find it online. Just go to Matt Bracken something or other, and Google it, and I think he probably has his anthology on sale on the internet. But it's a good one to read. But Prince, what he brought up was exactly right, and it's what I've said for years. And then when a civil war comes, and everybody talks about the next civil war, again, if you've been with me before, you understand, because you've heard me explain, there's never been a civil war in this country. Now here comes the person who says, yes, it has. I learned about it in my high school history class. That wasn't a civil war. This could be a civil war. A civil war is two or more groups fighting control of the same government. That's not what happened in that war in the 1800s. Okay, but this could be. What it's going to be is between not North and South, not blacks and whites. It's going to be between cities and non-cities. And by non-cities, I don't just mean rural. I mean suburban, exurban, things like that. The central core of a metropolitan area is the city central. Okay, it's the city. That's where you get the majority of people getting their money every month with a government check, either working for the government or laying in the government hammock, sucking in their welfare checks. Okay, these people are on the same side. Okay, the people laying in the hammocks need the government to keep on supporting them, and the people getting the government checks need plenty of people laying in the hammock, so they've got a job to do to keep on servicing these parasites. Okay. And so those people make up the city. That's where and now the city can be spreading out, because just in the Kansas City area, it has spread that culture, let's say, that inner city culture, and it's not just black. The inner city culture, the violent, antisocial, live off the government dole, think that they are owed everything by the oppressive man, guns, drugs, and lawyers, drugs, and money, right? Who did that song? And that's what they live on. And it's spread out into many of what used to be suburbs on the Missouri side. So what used to be nice suburbs over there, you may as well be down in the middle of the city, because it is spreading, and it's spreading like a cancer. Now, there's other areas of the metropolitan area that are not a part of that. They are more affluent, they are upscale, they separate completely from that lifestyle, and in many cases they're separated by interstates and things like that. So there are some delineations along that. And in those areas, you have great schools, you have safe streets, you have responsive, well-trained, well-equipped police departments that keep that crap out. And so these are the differences. So if a civil war were to happen, it's going to be between the cities and the non-cities. Some people will say cities and rural. There's not enough people who live rurally to make a fight of it, to be real honest. Yes, I know I'm going to get the guy say the people in the country boy can survive and we're so tough and all that. Okay, I get it. You're no tougher than the city people, okay? You're probably nicer, okay? You have better values. You have better family values. You and I share a lot in common, but don't ever fool yourself that you're tougher than the city people, because you haven't seen mean until you've been down there. And I know I'm going to get somebody come on here right now out in the country, we've got shovels and we know how to take care of our problems. Hey, I lived in the country for a long time, small towns. I was a deputy sheriff out in the rural areas. I know better than that. That's big talk, and don't get sucked into it. Just like all the guys wearing all the black T-shirts. Okay, that's the rural edition of Cold Dead Hands. Yeah, I'm not giving us up. I'm going to stand on my suburban doorstep and fight it out. No, you're not. No, you're not. Okay, so get real. If you really want to be prepared for what's going on, you have to deal in reality, not T-shirt sayings. So anyway, what I'm saying here is that the difference is going to be between the urban cores, which are collapsing, and everybody else. Essentially the good people. And some of those good people are not going to agree with you on everything. Okay? Doesn't mean that it's only Trump supporters or only this supporter or only that supporter or whatever. You're going to find there are good people out in other areas that differ a little bit in what they believe on some things. But you know what? They're going to be on the same side as you when the explosion that is just now lighting up in the cities spills out. And don't think that it won't, because it will. It's going to affect you. Okay? Try to blow something up and only have it affect the specific thing that you want to blow up. Oh, I know. Well, if you place your charges just right, yeah, I get it. I know all about that. Okay? No. When there is a big ass explosion, and the explosion of the city is going to be uncontrolled, it's going to have an effect beyond its immediate area, and that's what you need to be concerned about, and that's what you have to be ready for. So all this is my warning of, I think that this is coming. This summer could make the summer of 1968 for those of you who remember that. And the reason that I use 68 instead of the Summer of Love, because that was also a year of a very problematic what am I trying to say? The Democratic, Republican, and Republican conventions. Okay, and the big riots were around the Democratic convention. You may not remember that, but this is a political year. The cities are going to explode. We know that they're opening our borders. We know that the violence of the criminal aliens are also growing. And there is no better way for them to take control of this society than to keep us occupied with internal explosions, and the cities are exploding. Okay, I'm going to do one, I don't know, next, maybe, I don't know if I'll just do it on Patreon or whether I'll do it on here about two things about guns. If you could only have one gun, that's important. That's an important one, and I think it's probably, I don't know, some of you might think about what I'm going to say. Probably a lot of you won't. A lot of you might be surprised at what I'm going to say. Or the first gun. Okay, we have a lot of new people getting involved in, because of the craziness of the world, a lot of new people getting involved in preparedness. And so I know they have these questions. And there's a lot of people out there, I don't mean to be unkind, but hey, if the shoe fits, blah, blah, blah. We have a lot of people out there giving advice who don't have the experience to give it, you know. Gun training is the big deal now. Everybody wants to, have guns, shoot guns, and then after a certain point, once they've read enough magazines and gone off to enough shooting schools, and they feel, or if they got out of the military, and then they feel that they can be a gun trainer. And there's just, let's just say that I see some of them, they're not giving the best advice. I'm going to give you my advice from a lot of years of experience. So I have those. If you're not with us, like I say, on Patreon, love to have you. The link is down below. Also, I should put this in. I didn't, but this and all of my videos are brought to you by the Stonemont series. My books, if you're really interested in preparedness, the Stonemont series, available through Amazon. The link's down below. Or through our website, stonemont.us, the reversion, the revival, the renewal, and appeal to heaven, the blessings of freedom, and hostages to fortune. If you get them through Amazon, you get them fast. If you order them through me, you get them slower, but I get to sign them for you, and I like that. So if you haven't read them and you're really into preparedness, I'd suggest that might be the next thing you want to do. So realize the cities are exploding. It's going to get worse. Stay out of them. I know sometimes you have to go to one. You have to go there for whatever reason. I hope you don't. If you don't have to, stay out of it. And then realize that these things can migrate. These things can happen. All of a sudden, they can flash in areas you might not anticipate. So be ready. Always be ready. Always be ready to defend yourself, to protect yourself. A lot goes into that. And I've made a lot of those over. I've got some over on Patreon about that too. So anyway, keep it in mind. Stay safe. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of those places to where trouble comes, and you stand a lot better chance of avoiding it. And that's always the best. Always. But you never lose a fight you're not in, right? So think about that. And remember that we prepare well today in order to live well tomorrow. So prepare for what's coming, because I don't think it's pretty. You all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.